Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hello. I'm going to wait for a couple people to get on. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Oh, hello. I feel like Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, hello. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's Motivational Monday. We're here. We're at another week again. Can you believe it? It's another Monday, you guys. It's another day. Today's going to be a long day for me, too. I have to go to the salon. I got to be there at 9, and then I'm going to be there till like 7. It is going to be a long, long day. But I hope everybody's having a great Monday so far. It's a beautiful day. It's so sunny and nice, and looks like there's clear skies for the most part. If you guys see, my mom's behind me laying on the couch, so if you guys see my mom, don't worry about it. But happy Monday, happy Motivational Monday. I'm so excited to see you guys. I cannot believe it's a whole nother week all over again. Okay, so you guys know on Motivational Monday we talk about all things motivational, and you know that we're talking about a book right now called The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz. He is awesome. We have gone over the first couple lives. For those of you that have not seen my lives or you're starting to start watching my lives, all of them are on YouTube. It's under Live Legit, L-I-V, and then just a little dash, and then L-E-G-I-T. So you can go to YouTube and find them all there. There's like almost 50 some odd videos on there now. Or obviously you can go back to my Facebook page and scroll down and you can see all the videos there too. But I always kind of recap because some of you are new to watching my lives and some of you, have been watching them. But some of you may want to listen to other lives that may, be more relatable to you. So the first couple lives that I ever did was just kind of topics that I like to talk about, right? So it was about like holding yourself accountable, believing in yourself, understanding your why, different things like that. Then I started reading this book with my husband called The Magic of Thinking Big, and it was just something that I felt like it was like, as much as I loved reading it with just me and him, I felt like everybody needed to listen to it. So I decided to start reading it one chapter every Monday. And I just kind of was taking clip notes because I know it's hard for everybody to read books sometimes, even in this time, because you got your family at home or kids at home, you're doing schoolwork, house chores, all these different things. So it's even hard just to take a moment for yourself. Good morning, John. Hi, how are you? You have a good day too. So I decided to start taking kind of like my own little notes on it and kind of doing it in my perspective, listening to you guys or reading it and talking to you guys in my perspective. So, and the couple that are from the book is, believing that you can succeed and you will, curing yourself from excuse-itis, building confidence and destroying fear, how to think big, how to think and dream creatively, you are what you think you are. And then we went through managing your environment, making your attitude your ally, thinking right towards people, and getting in the action habit. So last week was all talking about getting in the action habit, which is so huge because you have to take action, you guys. You have to build confidence, you have to destroy fear, but you have to take action doing it, okay? So this one today is going over how to turn defeat into victory. I feel like so many people, when they get knocked down or they get defeated or they fail or anything like that, most of the time they just give up because they don't want to fail again, because everybody, we know what that feels like, and it's not a good feeling to fail all the time or to fail when we do fail. It's just not, nobody wants to feel that way. So we kind of just knock ourselves down, and that's not always fair to us either. So this whole chapter is pretty much about how to turn defeat into victory. So you always hear that saying that says, when you get knocked down, what? You get back up, right? Okay, well, some people get back up and some people don't. So there's always two different sides. Okay, but the best thing to remember, you guys, is that if you are struggling with different issues, if you are not being successful in a certain part of your life, or if things are going wrong and, it's hard for you to get out of it, because that's, things can happen, you can fail, and then it can cause depression, it can cause stress, it can cause anxiety. There's so many different things that can happen. And so you have to be able to kind of look at the bigger picture and think out of that. So whenever you learn something and it doesn't work out, That's okay. Just move on. Learn from it again and move on. And keep going and keep going. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. If you fail, that's okay. You guys know I don't really like the word fail. I just don't think that it's like, I don't know. I just don't like it. But it's like, if you fail, that's okay. Just do it again, get stronger, and try again. You know, that's just the way it works. If you lose at something, if you're doing a marathon or you're running a race or you're doing something like that and you lose, that's okay. It happens. You grow from it, you try harder next time, and then you win. So it's just all about your mindset, you guys. Everything takes persistence. That's the biggest thing, is that everything is persistence. You have to keep going. You have to keep being consistent, and you will succeed, but it's not going to take a day or a week or a month or a year or 2 years or 5 years. Whatever situation you're going through, whatever you may have failed at or lost at, or something defeated you, whatever it was. It could have been a job or a family or a relationship or a marriage or your children or whatever it may be. You just have to keep fighting. You have to keep fighting. You have to keep having a strong mindset. And your mindset's a huge thing with that. And we talked about that on Friday. So if you guys did not see that live on Friday, go back and watch that live on Friday, because it was just such a good live. And I feel like it hit home to a lot of people. So if you're kind of in like a depressive state, or you're stressed or have anxiety, or your mindset just isn't really there, like, go back to that live on Friday, because we talked all about mindset. What did Jason say? You're an amazing person. Glad our paths crossed. Oh, thanks, Jason. Good morning. You're an amazing person too. Thank you. But you guys, go back and listen to that live. If you're having any issues at all, it was seriously, like, in my opinion, one of my best lives I've ever done. And I feel like it just hit home to a lot of different people. But you have to keep being persistent. You have to keep fighting. You have to have strength, and you have to have a good mindset. You got to keep your mindset clear and clean, you guys, because it is the number one thing that makes all your decisions, okay? So, and the things you do today affect you tomorrow. My mom's told me that my entire life. I've lived by that saying my entire life. And it's so true, because you may do something today and it may not affect you exactly tomorrow, but it can affect you a week from now or 2 weeks from now or 3 years from now. Like, it's going to come back to you. So pay attention to what you do every single day, because it is going to affect you the next day or weeks later or years later, okay? We all learn, we grow, and then it leads to success. It's a very simple process, you guys, but it takes hard work, okay? It doesn't matter what situation we may be talking about. It doesn't matter if we're talking about a job. We're talking about, a relationship. We're talking about children. We're talking about, day-to-day responsibilities. You have to learn to grow. And the growth is going to lead to success, because you're educating yourself, you're growing your mind, you're doing all the things that you need to do to be successful. So the success is going to come, but it just may not come right then. I feel like we live in a now generation. Everybody wants everything now, or some people feel like they're owed it or they deserve it or whatever. No, you guys, everything takes hard work and dedication. Nothing comes easy. There's no get rich quick scheme. There's no magic pill you can take. There's no secret sauce. There's no nothing. It's hard work and dedication. That's what it comes down to. And any successful person is going to tell you that. Don't let the failure knock you down or discourage you. Keep fighting. Don't surrender to the failure. And I feel like that's so true, you guys. You cannot let your failure knock you down or discourage you. You just have to keep fighting. You have to keep going. You got to be positive and happy. And yes, the situation may not have worked right then and there, but that's okay. That's, again, why we learn, we grow, we educate ourselves, and then we move on. And a lot of times, you guys, like I've even said to you before, when you fail and you start over and you do that, whatever you failed at again, you're not starting over, quote unquote. You're starting from experience. So it makes it so much easier to get further, because you've already known what happened. So you just try not to make those same mistakes or decisions again. So just do not surrender to the failure. Watch successful people, you guys. If there's let's take a career, for example. If there's a career that you really want to be involved in, or maybe you are involved in, watch the successful people in that career. and you do what they're doing. Yes, put your own spin on it, be your own person. Don't, forget who you are or anything like that. But watch what they're doing. Those successful people got there for a reason. So pay attention. What books did they read? What podcasts are they listening to? Are they going door to door and handing out flyers? I know that's a little bit difficult to do right now, but you guys get my point. It's like, what are they doing? How did they get to where they are? So start paying attention to those successful people you look up to and figure out how you can get there too. So yes, watch the successful people, learn from them, and grow from them. Gain something from every setback. And I feel like that is just huge, you guys. So anytime you fail, anytime you lose at something, anytime something doesn't go your way, anything like that, like gain something from it. What did you learn from it? Instead of looking at it as, oh my gosh, I lost at that race, or I failed at that job, or, that didn't go right with that relationship, or this, that, or the other. What did you gain from all of that, though? So push the negative aside and look at the positive. What did you gain from it? Did you learn something from it? Did it help you in any kind of way? Like, there's so many different reasons why failure or loss or defeat, there's positive points to it. So that's how you have to look at it. There is a lesson in every setback, literally, and that's exactly what I was just talking about. You have to gain something from it because there's a lesson from every single setback. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? And any successful person will tell you that they had many setbacks or failures to get to where they are today, which is totally true. Any successful person, I don't care who it is, they had to go through so many ups and downs, so many defeats, so many battles, so many losses, failures, defeats, everything to get to where they are. Being successful or getting to a path that you want to go on is not easy, okay? Nobody ever said that life was supposed to be easy. So we have to learn and grow and, have confidence and destroy our fear and take action and go from there, So there is always going to be setbacks. There is always going to be failures. There is always going to be defeat, but we just have to learn from it, okay? It's not about the failure. It's about how you handle the failure, which I think that saying is just key. That's icing on the cake, you guys. It's not about the failure. It's about how you handle the failure. So again, let's take a job, for example. You get a job, you're there, you love it, everything's great, and then, you get a promotion and everything's awesome, and then all of a sudden, you get comfortable and, maybe you're not doing all the things you were doing before, and maybe your boss didn't like that or something, and then he demotes you or she demotes you or whatever. So now you're kind of back, down where you were before. Well, you know what? Okay, but what did you learn from it? And how are you going to handle it? Are you going to get mad and, stomp off and act like a child and get all upset and yell and scream and, make your whole situation worse? Or are you going to understand why that boss demoted you? And are you going to figure out how to get that promotion back and prove to that person that you are not what they think that you are, and that you're better, and that you can come back from that, and you'll learn from your mistakes, and that you'll grow and you'll succeed again? There's always two sides, you guys. It's a choice to choose negative or to choose positive. It's a choice to be happy or to be miserable. It's 100% up to you what you end up doing with that. But you want to prove people wrong, especially in a situation like that, You want to prove that you are better than what they thought that you were, and that you do deserve that promotion or that higher up rank or whatever it is, okay? You just have to. It's all about how you handle the failure. Again, your mind, you guys, your mind is a very powerful thing. Defeat is only a state of mind, nothing more. And that's so true, okay? Defeat is only a state of mind. It is nothing more. Just because you fail at something does not mean that it's like, that's the end of the world, it's your whole life. Like, no, it's just something that happened. It was a hiccup in your life, a bump in the road, whatever you want to call it. And you just got to move on. You got to grow from it. You got to move on. We have all failed at something. We have all been upset about something that didn't go our way or whatever the case may be. But didn't you learn from all that? Hopefully. And now it's like that thing that you were so upset about before just isn't really that big of a deal. It's the same thing with everything, you guys. When something happens and it upsets you, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm upset about it. But you know what? I'm going to be okay. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to grow from it, and I will succeed. It may take me some time, but that's okay. And you move on. And then years later, you laugh at the situation because you're like, oh my gosh, remember that time when I was so mad about that thing? Or I didn't get that job or whatever, and then I ended up doing this and got a better job, or now I don't even remember what that thing was about. Like, there's so many, you know what I mean? Like, it's so funny how that works. You just totally forget years later, and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, remember that time? And it's funny at that point. It becomes funny. So remember that you will get through whatever you're getting through. You will get through whatever upsetting thing or failure or whatever. You'll get through it, and it'll be done and over with, and then you won't even remember it, and you'll be on to something else. If we aren't constantly growing, we are just staying in the same place, and that's not a way of life, you guys. If we're not growing, I saw a meme. It wasn't even a meme. It was more so like kind of a quote saying type thing. I guess it was maybe last week. But it said, people have told me that they see a change in me. I'll have to find it and post it. But pretty much in a nutshell, what it was talking about is that people have said, oh, like your attitude's changed or your mindset's changed or whatever. And pretty much like the quote was saying, okay, what's your point? Like, if we're not growing as people, then we're just staying stagnant. And who wants to stay stagnant? That's not a way of life, you guys. You want to grow. You want to change. And yeah, your friends or your family may not understand or whatever. And hopefully, obviously, you're changing in a positive way, in a good way. You're growing in a good way. But it's like, you want to grow. You want to become different. And yes, you don't want to change the person you are, but you still have to grow. And that's reading books and listening to podcasts and getting educated in the things that you want to be educated on, whether it's a job or a relationship or your kids or other family members or whatever, your friends or whatever. Like, you have to grow and you have to change. Otherwise, you're literally just going to stay the same. And do you really want to stay the exact same your entire life? How do you grow from that? So it's all about just like growing as a person and educating yourself. And as you get older, we all change, especially when, we get into relationships and then we get married and then we have children and all these things. Like, especially when you have kids, it's not about you anymore. It's about them, So it's like you have to grow in your mind and change as a person because you have little people to take care of. So it's so much bigger, okay? So that's why I love that. If we aren't constantly growing, we are staying in the same place. And you guys, we've all heard that saying that if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, it's literally the definition of insanity. You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and thinking that life or things in your life or whatever are going to change, because they're not. They're going to stay the exact same. And that goes with the same concept. If you're not growing and you're staying the same person with the same mindset and the same attitude and the same demeanor and all of that, where are you going to go? You're going to stay the same person and you're going to stay in the same situation you're in. So you have to grow from that. You have to learn from that. You have to change into a different person, and not fully, but you guys get my point. You just have to grow your mind and you have to start thinking differently. We all get older and things change, and that's just what we have to do. Okay. Some people are going to do it and some people aren't. And those people that aren't are going to stay exactly where they are. And then later on, they're going to realize that they've needed to grow and change this entire time into the person that they want to develop to be. And it's going to be too late. And, maybe not, maybe so. You just never know. Everybody picks their own choices. Again, you guys, it's a choice to be positive or negative. It's a choice to grow and change and develop into a better person or to stay the same. I mean, it's 100% your choice. So so different ways as far as like the way verbiage is huge, you guys, when you're talking, when you're even speaking to yourself, instead of telling yourself, oh my gosh, there's just no way that I can do this, or I can't accomplish that, or geez, you know what, this just is not going to work. Like, you hear how negative all of that sounds? Instead of saying that to yourself or to other people, you need to tell yourself, there is a way. I can do this. I am not going to fail or lose or be defeated, okay? Like, I am going to do this. This is going to be okay. Stop using the words like not and no and, different things like that. It's all obviously about the way you're using the sentence and the word and all the things. But you guys get my point. And also, you guys, you have to believe. Believing is huge. You have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have confidence, okay? You have to believe in again, let's take a job, for example. You have to believe in the work that you're doing. If you do not believe fully in the work that you're doing, you're really never going to be successful at it because you don't care. If you don't believe in it and you don't care about it, there's not going to be any passion towards it. So do you really want to keep doing that same job? You know, just like I said, just for an example. So it's like, you have to truly believe in what you're doing for you to really succeed, because then that way you have your heart and your soul and your mind in it. It's not just about, oh, I got to go to this job and, you know, do this thing for this other person. You know, it's so much different. When you believe in it, it gives you this overwhelming just passion and power, and you want to succeed at it and you want to help other people succeed at it. And there's just something about it when you truly believe in your career or the job that you're at, where it just makes a huge difference, okay? Also, just stop thinking negative, you guys. This is a topic I will never, never, never get over, and I will never stop talking about it. You have to stop thinking negative. You just have to. I know it's so much easier said than done. Trust me, I have my negative moments. Even last night while I was laying in bed with my husband, I was having negative moments. And I even think to myself sometimes, like, are these live videos even doing anything for anybody? You know, is this really ever going to go anywhere? I feel like I'm working so hard and I'm doing so much, but is it really, really going to do anything? Do people really care? And I have to remember that I'm not just doing it for everybody else. I'm doing it for myself too. I'm doing it for my family, and one day it is going to pay off, and I just have to be persistent and I have to be consistent, and it'll lead to success. It just takes time. Like I said in the beginning, I think we live in such a now generation. Everybody wants everything now. We want success now. We want this and that now. We feel like we're entitled to it, or we deserve it, or we're owed it, or whatever. And that's not what it is. It's you have to work for it. And it takes time. And it may take, you know, a couple more months, or it may take a couple more years, or it may take 10 years. I don't know, you know, but instead of being negative, you just have to think about the positive and why you're doing it. And don't forget about why. You have to remember your why in the big picture of everything. And you cannot forget why you're doing the things you're doing. Why do you have the job you have? Why are you saving the money you're saving, if you are saving, which you should be? Why are you doing this, that, or the other? You know, like, you have to remember your why, and it has to mean something to you. And your why should make you cry. Like, your why should be something that is so important to you that you don't want to fail at. So you're going to do whatever you can so you don't fail at it, if that makes any sense, okay? A problem, let's see, hold on. A problem, a difficulty becomes unsolvable only when you think it's unsolvable. Okay, so a problem or a difficulty becomes unsolvable only when you think it's unsolvable. So, and that's pretty much just saying, like, how I've always said to you guys before, if you are negative and you put negative out into the universe, negative is always going to come right back to you. It's the same concept. If you have a problem or something's difficult, you're having a difficulty issue in your life or whatever the case may be, it becomes unsolvable only when you think it's unsolvable. So the way that you think, you guys, is so much bigger than I think what a lot of people understand, because that negativity that's in your mind, it's almost like word vomit. You know what I mean? Like, when you think that you can't do something, or you really don't believe that you can do it, or you really don't think you're going to be able to solve that problem or that issue or whatever, you're probably not, because you truly think that it's something you cannot solve. So it does become unsolvable when you don't think that you can solve it, okay? But when you think that you can solve it, you have the mindset, the positivity, the energy, whatever, you're going to figure it out. You're going to solve it. It's just all about the way you think of it. Just like I said earlier, it's not about the failure. It's about how you handle the failure, okay? Let's see, attract solutions by believing solutions are possible. And both of those go hand in hand. If you think that something's unsolvable, it's most likely going to be unsolvable. But if you attract solutions by believing that the solutions are possible, then most likely you are going to succeed. And you may not succeed the first time around, you guys, but that's okay. Practice makes perfect, right? That saying's not there for no reason. See the good side, okay? Conquer defeat. You see in many situations what you expect to see. So if you're going into a job and you're like, oh man, this is going to be hard. This isn't going to be good. This is going to be bad. Oh my gosh. Like, and it's just all negative. Well, you know what's probably going to happen? It is going to be hard. It is going to be bad. It is probably not going to work. It is going to be negative. You know what I mean? But if you go into it and you're like, okay, you know what? I expect to be, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this job. I'm going to, kill it in this business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to prove to my boss or whatever, or if you're the boss or whatever, I'm going to prove that I can do this. When you expect it, it's going to happen. But again, you guys, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. Hard work, dedication, sacrifice. That's how it is, okay? So, with that being said, I feel like that we can kind of end on that just because that's pretty much like where all my notes have ended. But it's all about, really just recap for you guys, it's all about when you get knocked down, get back up. When you fail, get stronger. When you lose, try again and win. Fight, have strength, have a good mindset, learn, grow. It's all going to lead to success. It just takes time, takes persistence, it takes consistency, takes dedication, hard work, motivation. Don't give up on what you're doing because somebody's watching, somebody's paying attention, somebody's learning from you. It doesn't matter what career, what job, whatever you're in, somebody is paying attention, somebody's watching, and all your hard work and all your dedication and your sacrifice and your knowledge and your books and your podcasts and your time and everything, it's all going to pay off. You just have to believe it's going to pay off, okay? Again, it's all about mindset. Gain something out of every single setback. It's not about the failure, it's about how you handle it. Defeat is only a state of mind. Nothing more. And attract your solutions by believing that the solutions are possible. That's the best recap I can give you, okay? So I hope that you guys took something from this. I hope that any type of defeat you can turn into a victory because, again, you guys, it's all about your mindset, okay? All about your mindset. Stay positive. Kick the negative to the side, okay? You guys, if you saw my live from last Friday, you saw I was flicking my demon off my shoulder, but then I was holding my angel on my other one. You have to think about that because that stuff's so true, you guys. Like I always tell you, and I've said it like 3 times in this live today. You have a choice. Every day you wake up and you have a choice. You can either be positive or you can be negative. You can be happy or you can be miserable, okay? You have to make the decision. The decision's yours, but I hope that every single time you choose positivity or you choose happiness. And it may not be right in that moment, okay? Everybody has bad days. That's okay. It's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to have a bad day. But you just have to put your big girl panties back on or your big boy boxers back on and learn from it and grow and go from there and leave the negativity to the side, okay? So you guys know I always end on a quote. It's how I do things. This one I think fits perfect with what we talked about today. So it says, failure should be our teacher, not our undertaker. Failure is a delay, not a defeat. It's a temporary detour, not a dead end. And that's by Denis Waitley. He is a motivational speaker and he's like an author and a writer. So again, I'm going to read that to you guys one more time. Failure should be our teacher, not our undertaker. Failure is a delay, not a defeat. It's a temporary detour, not a dead end. And that is huge, you guys. Like, that is an amazing quote. I mean, I may put that on my fridge because I like that so much. But either way, don't let the defeat rip you apart. Turn it into a victory, okay? But on that note, I love you guys. Have a great Monday. Be positive. Have a great day. Go to work, be happy, do whatever you need to do. Prove to people that you are positive and you're a light and you can do this and you're going to be successful. It doesn't matter what avenue you're trying to, go in. But I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great Monday. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Live legit out.